Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss 1917, starring Dean Charles Chapman, George McKay, Colin Firth, Mark Strong, and Benedict Cumberbatch, and directed by Sam Mendes. Now, Sam Mendes is an interesting one for me because I will be talking about his James Bond movies in about a month or two. And another thing is, I reviewed him before in Road to Perdition. Yeah, he directed those films, and what do I think of his work here? Well, let's get into this movie and we'll see. Here we go. During the First World War on April 6th, 1917, the German army has pulled back from a sector of the Western Front in the north of France, and the one-shot cinematography by Roger Deakins is amazing. And I hope he wins the trophy for cinematography because it's that good. General Aaron Moore, played by Colin Firth, briefs two young British soldiers, Lance Corporals Tom Blake, played by Dean Charles Chapman, and Will Schofield, played by George McKay, who are amazing in this movie. Aerial reconnaissance has spotted the Germans are not in retreat, but have made a tactical withdrawal to their new Hindenburg line, where they are waiting to overwhelm the British with artillery. With field telephone lines cut, Blake and Schofield are ordered to hand-deliver a message to the 2nd Battalion of the Devonshire Regiment. Forgive me if I said the word wrong. Calling off their planned attack, which might cost the lives of 1,600 men, including Blake's brother, Lieutenant Joseph Blake, which sounds impossible, and it leaves me in suspense throughout the movie. Just, my God. Schofield and Blake cross no man's land and reach the abandoned German trenches, and these turn out to contain tripwires, which... And by the way, when one of the guys, I think it was Schofield that put his hand on the wires that like make you poke yourself, like razor wires. That's the word I'm looking for. Those hurt like fucking hell for me. And which are rat triggers, and this scene made me nervous. The ensuing explosion almost kills Schofield, but Blake digs him out. They arrive at the abandoned farmhouse where they witness a dogfight between three aircraft, which was kind of hard to see because it was like so far in the distance, you know. The German plane is shot down and plunges into the farm in flames. Schofield and Blake attempt to save the burned pilot, and I thought he was English, to be honest. But wait for it. Schofield proposes to mercy kill him, but Blake has Schofield fetch the water for the pilot. We find out the pilot is German as he stabs Blake and is shot dead by Schofield. I thought Blake was going to live this whole movie. Schofield comforts Blake as he dies, promising to complete the mission, and I felt so bad for Blake as he dies, and it makes me sad that I cared. Schofield is picked up by a passing British unit. A destroyed bridge near the bombed-out village of Ecaust Saint-Mine prevents lorries from crossing, so Schofield crosses alone on that remnants of the bridge, which felt very fucking intense. This draws an attack by a German sniper across the river, which made me very nervous. Schofield tracks down and kills the sniper, only to be knocked out by a ricocheting bullet, and oh my god, I thought he wasn't dead based on what I saw in the trailers, but again, he was knocked out, which was a great fake out for me, but I knew it was coming. Schofield regains consciousness at night, fired up on by a German soldier, and I thought he was dead at that point. Schofield stumbles into the hiding place of a French woman with an infant. And this movie is great to see how war is actually hell. She treats his wounds, and he gives her canned food and his canteen filled with milk from the farm earlier in the film. Continuing, Schofield is twice discovered by German soldiers, drawing attacks which was very intense. He strangles one German and pushes past another who is too inebriated to stop him. Other soldiers give chase amid flares lighting up the night sky, but he escapes the gunfire, jumping into the river. And I really like this scene. But the movie is shot and scored tremendously. Unfortunately, I won't say that it won't take the trophy home. I won't be explaining what my voting will be. Schofield reaches the second Devons just before the British attack begins, failing to stop the start of the attack. He springs across the battlefield after realizing that the trenches are too full of soldiers for him to make it to the commander in time, which was a beautifully shot, but the way as the British in front of our infantry begin their charge, they, along with Schofield, are bombarded by German artillery. Schofield forces his way into meeting Colonel Mackenzie, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and the attack is called off, which made me cheer and applause at the same time. Woohoo! Schofield then locates Joseph, who was among the first attacking wave, but is unhurt, thank God for that, and delivers the news of Blake's death. Joseph is upset, but thanks Schofield for his efforts. Schofield asks to write to Blake's mother to tell her about Blake's heroics, to which Joseph agreed, which was honorable in my opinion. Schofield walks away and sits under a nearby tree. The film ends with Schofield looking at several photos with his two young daughters and his wife with a message written on it. And as an ending, I was sad for Blake, and I was happy Schofield makes it out alive to deliver the message. But at the same time, they honor, Sam Mendes honors his, grandfather, Alfred Mendes. And I thought that was pretty cool to see it by the end of the movie. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 9.6 out of 10. Easily should win Best Picture, Best Director, Best Cinematography, as this movie wasn't good. It was amazing. It was very intense and very well shot. It will hook you on the edge of your seat, and the score is tremendous. But I would say Joker will win the best score, but I highly recommend it for film, history, or war buffs. It's that good of a movie. Even if you're not that big on it, maybe it might not change your mind, but I think it's an amazing movie. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. In the next few minutes, I will be back with Ford versus Ferrari. And until next time, and the Oscar goes to...